So, as we embark on the supposed new year, let's look at the days ahead of us. Notice anything abnormal? Though it is very satisfying that it fits into 4 rows and is 4 exact weeks long, February is a sick freak of a month, and we all know it. Isn't it suspicious that every other month has 30 or 31 days, but this one is 2 or 3 days shorter than that? Not just 1, but 2 or 3. And that's because it's not actually shorter. What? February isn't actually 28 or 29 days. It's actually 31 days, but the Illuminati uses sleep wraith to keep us in a sleep an extra 3 days so that they can do tasteful plastic surgery to Paul Rudd to maintain his ageless quality. TEIF. Yes, exactly. Now you're getting it. Okay, it makes sense, right? I don't think I need to go on, but I will. So, I'm going to show you how these things connect. Let's start in February. What are the star signs for February? Pisces and Aquarius, right? Those are water signs. Someone wooed. I guess they're one of those. If 2 people with these signs were to date, they would have a compatibility rating of 75 out of 100. I don't know how that works, but if we take that number and remove the slash, we get 75100, which draws an obvious connection, I don't even need to say it, to the Lego set for the Star Wars First Order Snowspeeder. Starting to see how this works, right? Thank you. Now, there's not much information on the Snowspeeder here, so we have to go to the Star Wars Wikipedia, which is called Wookieepedia, to learn more. That's a real fact. But instead of looking at all these boring Snowspeeder details, we're going to have to check this out over here. We're going to have to look into this. What is Newf Grayson species? Okay, so we see that he's the only known example of his species, and that's why it's named after him. But the most interesting part is this. During the High Republic era, a member of the species named Newf Grayson was present on the planet Tanu. He was mind-controlling animals with a clue horn, playing it towards a sound wave modulator when a Natolan named Jasa Plin asked who he was. The Grayson identified himself and said that he wanted the animals to be his captive audience. Wow. Another time that music was played for a captive animal audience is this initiative by the Denver Zoo to bring the Colorado Symphony to the zoo and have them play for the animals. How did the animals react? Well, most of them just watched, but a young giraffe named Dobby was especially into it. He was kicking and watching on high alert. I don't know if that's good, but it sounds like they liked it. Now, this Dobby is obviously named after the most famous Dobby in the world, right? Do we all know who that is? My Latin teacher, Dobby Vasquez. My high school Latin teacher. In taking 4 years of Latin with Dobby, the most important lesson she taught was after class one day when she went on a diatribe about getting married too young and bemoaned the fact that she married her first husband before they made love. And in Dobby's immortal words, you have to test drive the car before you buy it. Yes. Yeah, I think we can all agree with that in this New York basement. She also taught me some Latin, including an AP Latin class where we translated much of Virgil's The Aeneid, which is an epic poem about Aeneas. And in that story, Aeneas rizzes up the Queen Dido, who is such a simp that she unalives herself when he keeps going on his journey. Anyway, there's also a British singer who uses the stage name Dido, which importantly is not to be confused with Dodie or Doda. I thought that was funny. And her full name is Dido Florian Cloud de Bonavale O'Malley Armstrong, or, if it's just short, Diffusaboma. Okay, so we all know what to do with this. We have to rearrange the letters to get Bad Doc FM. And obviously this is referring to the Dr. Oz Advice Show. According to the magazine Science-Based Medicine, which is such a dumb name for a magazine, let's be honest, no other show on television can top the Dr. Oz show for the sheer magnitude of bad health advice it consistently offers, all while giving everything a veneer of credibility, which checks out. One piece of advice that he used was to use colloidal silver as a treatment for different symptoms. This colloidal silver was an old-timey cure-all that people stopped using when antibiotics were invented, until recently when freethinkers brought it back and used it to cure cancer, diabetes, arthritis, HIV/AIDS, herpes, and tuberculosis, despite silver not being something that you're supposed to consume. It's basically silver flakes in water. And if you take too much, you can develop a thing called argyria, which is when an overabundance of silver in your blood causes you to turn blue. This is a real man named Paul Carrison who took colloidal silver to treat a variety of kind of whatever, like allergies, like nothing, not that big of a deal. And he turned blue, and then he continued to take it, and then he died. You could say that argyria gives you blue blood. And Blue Bloods is a television show. Sorry, that's not the Blue Blood television I was talking about. I'm talking about season 1, episode 3 of a Netflix show nobody watched called Inside Job, which is, the episode is called Blue Bloods. This is a show that mocks conspiracy theories, and in this episode, they propose that Paul Rudd doesn't age because he's an immortal. Sorry, Paul Rudd is in this episode, not actually Paul Rudd, and he doesn't age because he drinks blood.
TEIF.
No, feet.
Sorry.
Feet. This is obviously insane because we all know the real reason Paul Rudd doesn't age is February isn't 28 or 29 days. It's actually 31 days. The Illuminati use the sleep rays to keep us asleep for an extra 3 days so that they can do tasteful plastic surgery to Paul Rudd to maintain it, right? So anyway, they couldn't get the real Paul Rudd, so they got Alex Hirsch, who is most famous for his 2006 short film that he wrote, directed, and starred in. And it's got the most paper towel commercial-ass synopsis, but it's not a paper towel commercial. Yeah, 2 brands of paper towels argue over who gets to clean up a spilled juice. Yeah, great. It's called On a Roll, which is also the name of this roast beef restaurant in Staten Island, which has a description that I wanted to click more. There are basically no quick service food. What? What? I don't know. I wanted to know more. I didn't click it. And I still think about it. But that's not important. What we need to look at is the address, which is 2656 Highland Boulevard. And what year is it? 2026. So if we go to May 6th, what do we get? National Crepe Suzette Day. A very important holiday that comes on May 6th every year. And crepe Suzettes were very famously mentioned in this scene in Talladega Nights, which we all saw back in whatever. And if we look at photos from the premiere of that movie, who was there?
Oh my God.
Oh my God, is correct. He's pictured here with John C. Reilly, which doesn't really matter except that if you take the letters from John C. Reilly and mix them up, you get Enrich Jolly. So if you're going to enrich Jolly, who are you going to enrich? Obviously Santa Claus. Yeah. And if you're going to do that, how are you going to do it? Maybe buy one of the Christmas-themed cryptos out on the market, of which there is Rismas, Santa hat, Santa whiff hat, Santa coin, Rismas 2, Rismas Eve, Merry Christmas, Gigamas, Chillmas, Spankmas, and Sheebmas. I know you all have these. But if we take the market cap from the most valuable one, which is upsettingly high, which is over $1 million for Rismas, 1160931. We all know what that's corresponding to. Yeah, the SKU for the 2019 Nissan Altima fuel injector. Yes, we all know about that. So if you want to replace your fuel injector, you can get this. But if you want to do more, to your 2019 Nissan Altima, if you want to give it a facelift, like Sam Raimi, the director of the Spider-Man movies, you can do that with a kit. But if you don't have a 2019 Nissan Altima, like I don't, the only thing you can facelift is your actual face, right? And if you go to a clinic such as GraceMed, you can get a facelift in 3 days. And how many days are we missing? 3 days, right? So that's how this happens. That's how we get this guy he's 20 and he's 50 in these photos, and it all looks the same. He never ages. That's it. Thank you. Okay, so now we're gonna do the qualify and affirm, and Chris is gonna run a mic. So just say "Auf" if you have a question, or sorry, a qualifier or an affirmation.
Auf. I'll start it.
Yes, thank you.
So as someone who wakes up to pee too much in the night,
yes.
Do we have contact information for the Illuminati to get access to these sleep rays?
Oh no! I mean, they're listening to everything we say, so just kind of put it out there, and they'll. You want to wake up to pee in the 3 days?
No, I would rather
don't
be able
want
to
it.
sleep through the night, not need to wake up to pee.
I think they put diapers on us. Let's be honest.
Oh,
3
okay.
days. The extra Times Square diapers that they don't use for the Times Square ball job, which there's a lot left over. Anyone? Okay.
Sorry, where was it? Raise your hand.
Keep
when
your
you say it.
hand up, please. Thank you.
As somebody who eats a lot, like especially, midnight snacks, what do you think they do for that? The Illuminati.
Asking a lot of questions about the 3 days of sleep. Okay. I think there's aerosol food. They pump it in through the window. You can do that, right? Yeah, they can do that. They're the Illuminati. They have special tools. I think there was another Alf there.
Thank you. Hello? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
How does leap day factor into the equation?
Oh, TEIF.
Right. Leap day doesn't exist. So leap day is just. This is how it works. If you're gonna make a month 28 days, people are gonna be like, "What the fuck?" But if you're like, sometimes it's 29, people are like, "Wait, this is complicated. I don't care. I'm not gonna wrap my head around this. There's too much going on." If it was just 28 days, it'd be too simple for us to understand. So they have to complicate it with the 29 days. But either way, it's the same amount of time every year. Yeah. Thank you. Anyone else?
I have a question.
Yes.
So about the plastic surgery on Paul Rudd, is
Yes,
it
yes.
only him, or is there a way that maybe like an up and coming stand up comedian could get on the list to get the 3-day plastic surgery while everyone's asleep?
TEIF.
Yeah, I think the same way if you put it out there. But no, it's only him for now. He has
Okay.
to, I think when he dies, maybe. But
Okay,
but he
okay.
probably might not die.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he looks
unfortunately.
really
Or
good.
fortunately.
No. Okay. Good to know. Thank you.
Yes?
Wait.
What does the Illuminati have to gain from Paul Rudd specifically?
From keeping him young. So if we don't notice the passage of time, a lot of things, like we're all looking at Paul Rudd. We're seeing the same Paul Rudd since our childhoods. We're not noticing the passage of time. So more bullshit can happen in the backgrounds because we're just thinking we're going day to day. There's no passage of time. This especially works in Los Angeles where you can't mark the change of seasons or anything. But it's just to keep this, like they're killing it. They want the status quo to exist for forever. So they want everything to seem like it's fine. Nothing's going wrong. If suddenly Paul Rudd was old, there'd be riots in the streets, Everyone would freak the fuck out if Paul Rudd suddenly became old, which will happen one day maybe.
I have one over here.
Okay.
Does he shapeshift from year to year?
Does he shapeshift?
Yeah, like from
If you consider a
from
facelift.
like young to old.
Oh, like Dorian Gray? Like that kind of situation?
Like a shapeshifter.
No. No. That's it. No, one more. Okay.
Thank you. How did Paul Rudd secure this gig?
Oh, it was Friends. Yeah, the Illuminati saw him on Friends. They're like, that guy's good, and he's not really getting his due. His due. So they wanted to see more of him. Yeah, it was a selection process. He doesn't even know. All right, I don't have time for that. Sorry, but we're gonna